Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood comic book geek, the K-Man 1971, back with my monthly comic book haul. This month I have around like 40 books. The usual mix of some Star Wars, some minor keys, some specs, some variants, some just plain up, straight up cover grabs, and stuff that I just want to read for my collection overall. So, kicking it off, book that just came in the mail this weekend, The Mandalorian graphic novel of Season 1. Awesome, man. From Panini Press. Like many of you, I'm waiting on the Mandalorian Marvel adaptation, but this came out a couple of weeks prior, so I'm not sure if this is the first appearance of all our favorite characters from the series, but as a Star Wars fan, I wanted it no matter what. So, picked it up. I would highly recommend it, too. Looks pretty good. Some of the artwork kind of reminds me of Heavy Metal Magazine. So, moving on, we're going to start off, like I tend to usually do, with some current books off the rack. Here we have Darth Vader, number 23, first cover appearance of the Bad Batch. Really looking forward to that. Coming back in, September 28th, I believe? Awesome. Also, I'm still pretty big on the High Republic, so High Republic Trail of Shadows, number 5. Love this cover, too, man. First cameo appearance of the Levelers. I picked up the main cover of Star Wars The High Republic Eye of the Storm, number 2. Just kick-ass. I have the B cover, but I actually like this cover a lot better. Specking on the High Republic, I have my second and third copy of Star Wars The High Republic number 10, the first full appearance of Lorna D, character who I believe is going to be a major player moving forward in that era anyway. Or maybe not, who knows. Being a Batman fan, of course, I had to pick this up, Batman Beyond the White Knight, number 1. And that will be it for all the cover price stuff that I picked up off the rack over the past month or so. Segueing into the back issues, a current book that unfortunately I missed out on. Amazing Spider-Man number 93, the first appearance of Ben Reilly as Chasm. New character. I bet you any money Marvel will end up making Chasm his own character and make Ben Reilly the Scarlet Spider again. That way they can have two IPs in the mighty Marvel manner. But this was only okay. There hasn't been an amazing Spider-Man story that's blown me away in decades. So, but I am a sucker for first appearances, especially when it comes to Spider-Man. I don't read the monthly title, but I will always be a Spider-Man fan. Speaking of which, watching the G-Dub comics, I've become a fan of these MCU Prelude books. So here we have Spider-Man Homecoming Prelude, number 1. And number 2, sticking with Spidey, we have Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 10. This is my second copy. This is the first appearance of the Scorpion as Venom, which is a thing, I guess. I don't know why. Ren and Stimpy number 6. Spidey crossing over with Powdered Toast Man. Come on. And Ren and Stimpy. I don't see that happening again anytime soon. So had to pick that up. Millennium Edition of the New Teen Titans number 1. As we all know, we lost George Perez over the past month, and that is just a tremendous bummer. He is pretty much my the New Teen Titans by Marv Wolfman and George Perez is my favorite run of all time. That played a large role in me becoming a lifelong comic book addict, and George Perez is pretty much my all-time favorite artist. I consider him to be the GOAT, and I've long considered Marv as well as George to be my personal Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, considering their tenure of work on the New Teen Titans, which allegedly saved DC Comics, as well as Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I consider to be the ultimate geek fest, the ultimate superhero epic, a crossover that really lived up to the name, where things would never be the same again. 20 plus years of ramifications in continuity. So I don't think we'll ever see that happen again. So rest in power, George Perez forever. Speaking of Crisis, I also picked up this Dollar Comics reprint of Crisis number 1. Love the Alex Ross cover that they used on the Ultimate Crisis hardcover. So for 50 cents, I said, why not? Jonah Hex, another cover grab, number 53. This is just another example of me seeing this book in YouTube videos, and I'm like, I kind of want that. Beautiful Billy Tucci cover. as I said earlier in the year, I want to start picking up a little bit more Grendel. So I'm a big fan of Matt Wagner, and this is the iteration of Grendel that I am a big fan of. So I didn't know about this miniseries, so I picked up issue number 0 and issue number 1. If I like it, which most likely I will because it is Matt Wagner, I'll probably pick up the rest of the miniseries. It's all like half price at one of my local comic book shops. Speaking of other stuff that's not necessarily keys, but stuff I just want for my collection, G.I. Joe number 36, another run that I'm working on, number 56, and number 59. Booyah! Did I just say booyah? Oh, shit. All right, Superman number 53, kind of an iconic Superman cover, and I guess there's unfortunately some controversy behind it because some people are clamoring because it says truth, justice, and the American way, and it can only say the American way, gosh darn it. I don't know. I don't get all jammed up about comic books like that, so, but beautiful cover by Jerry Ordway, worth having. Speaking of beautiful covers, I came across this beauty, Conan number 241 for like $3, and it was actually double bagged with another comic, so that's the newsstand, and it also had the direct edition along with it too. So for $6, both of those books, awesome. Second and third copies right there. Also picked up while I was there, Conan number 247, beautiful Adams cover. I will pick up any Conan covers that have Adams art easily. Conan the Barbarian number 274, once again, my second copy, but this one goes for a little something. This is the second to last issue of the series. So, all right, let's make a little room. Some cheap spec books. Silver Surfer number 53 features this character that I can't remember the name, but he might be featured in the upcoming Marvels movie or maybe Secret Invasion. Who knows? Speaking of which, same goes for this. Fantastic Four, number 358, first appearance of that, I don't know, Cyborg Skrull or whatever. That might appear in either or. I think a lot of these inside speculators are just throwing spaghetti against the wall on it, obviously. So, but what makes this book kind of cool, at least in my view, is this is the first die-cut gimmick cover ever done. So in the history of comics, pretty cool. Thor number 378, part of the legendary Walt Simonson run, and this is the first appearance of this Thor armored costume, which will be featured in the upcoming Love and Thunder movie. Here we have Daredevil number 310, which is the first cover appearance of Calypso, which, not really my style, and I like Scott McDaniel's artwork, but that's not one of his better covers, not, in my opinion, anyway. Now, here is a nice cover, Marvel Age, number 36, by David Mazzucchelli? I'm not sure, but one of my favorite Daredevil artists of all time, and I guess this cover was homaged recently with the like Elektra as Daredevil, so that kind of reminded me. I'm like, oh, I could go for the OG of that, so picked it up. Nice. So, being a gigantic Star Wars dork and being a gigantic Alan Moore dork, you would think if you merge the two together, it would be a seamless, successful marriage for me. But unfortunately, it is not. Here we have classic Star Wars number 1, Devil Worlds, and number 2, which I guess reprint early Alan Moore stories that were originally published in the UK. But the artwork in here is just so rough. It's like something out of the Sunday Funnies. It's tough. So I will read them eventually, but I haven't been, and I bought these books months ago, and I haven't been able to read them. So someday. One rainy day. Here we have Star Wars number 7, which is the first appearance of Aura Singh. And once again, just another one of those abstract Star Wars first appearances that I had to have. I used to actually own this run back in the day, but I gave it all to my cousin probably about 3 years ago by accident. So nice to have it back, but it did have some specking on the back. So talking to my brother, who was also collecting these Star Wars comics at the time, he ended up giving me another little run of Star Wars comics. So here's my second copy of number 7, which the back cover is better, but the front cover is not as good as the other one. But still, at least a very fine. And he also gave me these too. So here's number 8. Number 9, and unfortunately no number 10, which I think is, I don't know, one of those false spec books anyway. So no biggie on that one. Picked this up at one of my local comic book shops probably about 3 weeks ago. Tales of the Jedi number 1, and yes, I am definitely looking forward to that animated series coming up allegedly in the fall of this year. I don't know how they'll fit that in, but I'm definitely looking forward to the origin stories of Ahsoka and early stories of Qui-Gon and Lord Dooku. Right up my alley, man. Whew, awesome. All right, let's finish it off with a couple of cover grabs, eh? Well, I can't really say this is a cover grab. This is a fun spinner rack nostalgic buy for one, but it's definitely also a cover grab. Beautiful cover by Frank Miller, Marvel Team Up Annual number 4, and this is features the first encounter between Power Man and Iron Fist in Moon Knight, I believe. So good stuff. Story is also done by Frank Miller. So just one of those that was on my Bronze Age checklist that's been on there for a while. Finally got around to it. Speaking of which, along the same vein, Avengers number 233, one of my all-time favorite Avengers covers. Cover that's been immortalized now thanks to Captain America Civil War, the Marvel, the MCU movie. Easy for me to say. So love that too. And to top it all off, my pick of the haul, Justice League of America, number 8. Jim Lee, Joker, black and white sketch cover. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. what more can you say? That's just kick-ass. So that's all I have for this month. I will be back next month with another haul. So enjoy your weekend out there. Take care. See ya.